Hi Capricorn, this is your love and relationship reading for the month of September. Before we get into the reading, I just want to say that I am experimenting with a new format at the moment. I'm still in the early stages of this and getting to grips with it myself, so please bear with me. Now, I would really appreciate your feedback on whether you think this new format works or not, or whether you prefer the old way that I used to do it. So if you can give me some feedback on that, that would be great. So as I said, just bear with me and we'll see where we go. Now, the first card we have is the Eight of Wands. The Wands are fire. They represent our actions, okay? The Wands represent Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, but like I always say, it doesn't mean you're dealing with somebody from one of those signs. Now, the Eight of Wands, it's fallen within the position of how you view your partner. And to be honest with you, it can be very much about that you view your partner as pretty much everything. It's almost like your partner in some ways has become your world. That nothing is more important to you at the moment than your partner or this relationship. Which is not a bad thing, but you know, it's okay to be like that, but you need to get a balance. It's not always healthy to make the other person in the relationship your whole world or your everything, because sometimes they can feel quite smothered by that. But that is how I feel that you are seeing your partner at the moment. Now, next we have the Four of Cups, which is reversed. The cups are to do with our feelings and our emotions. They are water and they do represent Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer. Now, this has fallen within the position of how they view you. It is possible at the moment that you may feel that your partner has become slightly emotionally detached from you or this relationship, okay? That you sense this kind of lack of enthusiasm with them, or I don't want to say that they're coming across as bored, but as I said, a lack of enthusiasm, because it can often be about growing tired of the same old struggles when this card's reversed, okay? It can sometimes indicate breakups. But actually, on the flip side, it can indicate about, it's got kind of two meanings, to be honest with you, because it can be very much about growing tired with the same old struggles. But then the other side of it can be that maybe the boredom is starting to lift slightly, and that kind of feeling of the same old struggle is starting to drain a little bit, and is possibly easing up. It is very much a card as well that they may need to start to examine their heart and their mind. They may need to look at what's within their head and their heart in regards to you and this relationship. But as I said, it is possible that you may feel that there's a slight detachment on an emotional level from them at the moment regarding you or this relationship. Now here we have the Six of Pentacles. The Pentacles are earth. The earth, energy is a very grounded energy. It talks often about our finances, our material world. This has fallen within the position of your needs, okay? And it can show sometimes a sense of neediness, okay? So this could be in connection that you maybe are making your partner your whole world, and it's making you come across as very needy, okay? It can be as well about making sure that you are both kind of working on the same page, so to speak, within this relationship. And quite often it can be about giving too much, okay? And that's not good. So it could be that you maybe are giving too much of yourself within this relationship, and maybe you are coming across in a very needy type of way. Maybe you feel that if you are feeling there's this lack of emotions from your partner at the moment, that can be making you then feel quite needy, because you could be feeling slightly lonely, or I don't want to say isolated, but obviously if you're sensing this emotional detachment, you could be feeling obviously concerned and worried, and it could cause you to be asking questions, okay? And making certain judgments about things. So it's about, as I said, singing off the same hymn page, so to speak. If you are coming across in a needy type of way, then you need to work out why, okay? Because it can often be as well a card about you could be feeling there's possibly a lack of commitment. And again, that could be creating this neediness within you. But also, it is a card about accepting things sometimes that are being offered to you, okay? Maybe what the other person is offering is all they can offer at the moment, and you may need to just accept that and come to terms with that, and not try to be needy or push or force for something more at the moment. Now, the next card we have is the Ten of Cups, which is a very nice card. The cups, as I said, are about our emotions. Now, this has fallen within the position of your partner's needs, okay? Now, what this indicates is that your partner at the moment could be wanting love and romance, but certainly wants enjoyment, okay? Possibly is wanting fun. And as I said, just to feel at peace. Maybe, they don't want the heavy commitment, or they don't want to always be talking about the heavy commitment within a relationship. Maybe, they don't want to feel smothered, or that they are, because if you are making them feel like they are your whole world, then that can be quite smothering, okay? And it's possible that they are just wanting to get back to the fun and enjoyment aspects of this relationship, rather than it being so serious and heavy. Now, the next card we have is the Hierophant. It is a major arcana. It's fallen within the position of the current state of this relationship, okay? Now, with the Hierophant, it can be about acting in a non-judgmental way and having or finding mutual agreements between both of you, okay? It can often be a card as well about trying to create your own traditions. That maybe the way your relationship is at the moment is not a traditional, not the normal traditional way a relationship goes. Because it can talk sometimes about a friends with benefits type of situation. That there may be more, this relationship may be more focused on fun and sex rather than anything more than that. Now, if that is the case, maybe that's why you are coming across in this needy way, because maybe you are wanting and needing something more from this relationship than just this arrangement you've got at the moment. Now, I'm not saying that it is a friends with benefits situation. I'm saying it's possible that you could be in that situation, and obviously you'll know if you are. It can be a card as well about unlocking the truths within a situation. But as I said, it's kind of, as I said, it's creating, it's like two people creating their own tradition, okay? So if at the moment it is a friends with benefits situation, then that's something that you've both created within this relationship. And it's about you both agreeing to having that type of relationship. And if it is that type of relationship, then not judging each other if that's all you both really want from each other. But ultimately, you've both, as we said, got to be singing off the same hymn page, and you've both got to be agreeing that that's how you want this relationship to be at the moment. It's no good one of you viewing the relationship in that way, but the other one needing more and wanting more commitment, because then there's going to be confrontation. Now, the next card we have here is the Lover's card. It is reversed. It is a major arcana. Now, this has fallen within the path, strangely enough, that you would like, which is a little bit contradictory, really. But what it's showing is that there can be difficulties within this relationship. That it's possible you can see that there are weaknesses within this relationship, sometimes even temptations, okay? And you are obviously trying to sort that out. It could be that you deep down don't want this friends with benefits situation, if that is the case with your relationship, but you feel tempted. I don't want to say weak, because I don't want it to make it sound that you are weak, but you know that, say the other person wants that kind of setup and you don't, and you're kind of going to stand your ground and say no, and you agree to go on a date with them, but you're determined that nothing more is going to happen on that date, because you're going to stand your ground, because you don't want to be in that type of friends with benefits situation. But then you end up feeling a bit weakened and a bit tempted, and then you fall back into this situation again. And I don't know why I keep harping on about this friends with benefits situation, but for some reason I feel that if it's not an actual friends with benefits, I feel that one person is slightly more committed to this relationship than the other. Or one person is viewing it in a more serious way and a more long-term way, where the other person may not be thinking in that way at the moment. It can as well show that maybe the two of you are not quite getting along at the moment, and it can sometimes indicate a possible break within this relationship. Now here we have the Ace of Cups, which is reversed. Now this has fallen within the position of the path your partner would like. Now when it's reversed, it can show a complete outpouring of somebody's emotions, but in a negative way, okay? Now, obviously, this isn't a path that your partner's going to want to go down, okay? So, it's possible that maybe you are going to have an outpouring of emotions that are going to come out in a negative way, okay? Because when the Ace of Cups is reversed, it can talk of a false heart, okay? It can talk of an instability within the relationship. It can talk of somebody not being in the relationship because of love, okay? It can show that emotions that were maybe at some point quite intense have now started to evaporate. Because not only is this cup upside down, but as you can see, obviously all the water has poured out of it. So it's like a complete lack of emotion. Now, it can show about somebody that has a complete loss of faith within themselves or within this relationship, and at the moment they possibly are not being supported or feeling supported, and they need that from those closest to them. So it's slightly confusing because this has fallen within the path that your partner would like. Well, obviously he's not going, or they're not going to want to go down this path. So I can only feel that this is a situation that they are trying to avoid. They are trying to avoid an outpouring of their emotions in a negative way. I think they are trying to restrain themselves and keep hold of their emotions because they know that what the outcome's going to be, So I think in terms of your partner, or maybe it's them with you, but either one of you, I feel, has a lot of emotions that is kind of bubbling, so to speak, to the surface. And when these emotions come gushing out, they're going to come out in a very negative way. And I feel very much that your partner is trying to avoid that. It's either their emotions going to come out that way, or they're fearing that your emotions are going to come out in that way. Now here we have the Queen of Wands. The Wands are fire energy, okay? Yeah, sorry, I already did tell you that at the beginning. Now, it's the Queen. Now, this is fallen within the position of other aspects of the relationship to consider, okay? Now, the Queen of Wands can come across sometimes who's somebody who needs a lot of attention, okay? Somebody that gives a lot of attention but also requires a lot of attention back. Somebody that often can come across in quite a controlling way, or somebody who wants to be the boss. Now, it is the Queen, so, you know, but it doesn't always have to be a woman. It's not always gender specific when it's talking about a person. But it is possible that maybe you are coming across in that way at the moment, that you are needing a lot of attention. You're given a lot of attention, but you may also feel that you are needing it, okay? It's showing that somebody is not entirely balanced within their opinion, okay? No, they're not feeling balanced, I should say, and maybe not acting in a balanced way with their actions, okay? Maybe they're saying one thing but doing something else. Maybe it's a kind of situation where, if this is a friends with benefits situation, then maybe you are saying that you don't want that type of relationship, but then you end up being tempted and you fall back into this kind of setup. It can as well talk about somebody who feels their opinion is more important sometimes than the other person's opinion. But as I said, I feel definitely at the moment somebody is needing attention, okay? Somebody's giving a lot of attention, but is also needing a lot of attention in return. And as I said, somebody who is either wanting to be the boss or is acting as the boss. Now, the final outcome card is a major arcana. It is the Sun card. Now, the Sun card is a very nice card. Now, what it can indicate, though, is that somebody's true personality could start to become clearer, okay? That maybe one of you hasn't been seeing somebody for what they truly are, and that now the light is going to be shed on that, and you're actually going to see the real side to somebody, okay? Because it's a card about where there's been misunderstandings. These misunderstandings are starting to clear up. That the road ahead is starting to become clearer and smoother, okay? It's a card about if there has been setbacks, it's made you question whether you're actually on the right track. So, for me, I feel with the outcome of this situation is that you are going to gain clarity and more light is going to be shed on the other person's true personality. You're going to start to see the other person for what they really are. Now, that could be negative or positive, But either way, you're going to see them for what they truly are. And that if there have been misunderstandings, these misunderstandings are now going to be sorted and removed. That your path ahead is going to become clearer and smoother. And that while there have been setbacks and you have questioned whether you're on the right track, you are now going to discover that you are. Now, this is either you becoming clearer about the other person's personality and the true side of them, and you both sorting out any misunderstandings that you have within this relationship, which then creates your path ahead to become clearer and smoother, and for you to both move on together. Or the other side is that you, as I said, are going to gain more clarity about the other person's personality. You're going to discover them for who they really are. That the misunderstandings are going to be sorted out. And you are going to realize that your path ahead does not include this person. And that is going to create your road to become clearer and smoother, because you are going to have made that decision to end this and move on with your path in a clearer and smoother way. So overall, there's some negativity within this reading and there's some positivity. I feel overall that somebody is more needy within this relationship. I feel that one or the other makes the other person their whole world. I feel it is possible that one of you could be viewing this relationship as more of a friends with benefits than a real commitment. But I'm not saying that is the case, but it could be. And I feel that a discussion is going to have to take place to actually work out if you are both going to be able to work off the same page. That I think you're going to discover something about each other's personalities, or they'll discover about you, or you discover about them in some way, and that's going to bring things into it's going to make the picture a bit clearer, okay? And a decision then will be made whether you can both go down this road together and accept maybe how this relationship is at the moment, or whether it's time to call time, so to speak, on this relationship and know that it's never going to be anything more than it is, and in which case you accept it like that, or you move on your own. Ultimately, only you can make that decision in regards to this relationship. As I said, the Sun card is a good card either way. So whether this is a breakup or whether this is you two sorting things out and moving on together, either way, the Sun card is a good card to have. So there we go, Capricorn. I don't know if any of you can make sense of this reading within your own lives at the moment. I hope you can. Obviously, there's lots of Capricorns out there. It's not going to fit with all of you. Maybe a small part of this reading may fit with your life. As I said, I don't know how you like this new spread, but, you know, overall, if you've enjoyed this reading, please give it the thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, by all means give it the thumbs down. Any comments you wish to leave, I'm greatly appreciative of that, and I always reply to every comment that's left for me. So yeah, there's decisions to be made here, okay? I feel that at the moment one is more committed and serious maybe than the other. But hey, that's not a bad thing, and it doesn't mean it can't be sorted out or solved. But either way, whether you choose to stay in this relationship or not, your outcome is going to be happy, bright and sunny. So I wouldn't worry too much, to be honest. So anyway, that does conclude your reading. I will be back again in October to do your next general reading, your next love and relationship reading, and also in October I'm going to start to do readings just for single people, because obviously not everybody is in a relationship. So I'm kind of working new formats out in a way that I can do reading, especially for single people. So just be patient with me on that, and as I said, I hope to get those readings for the singles up and running in October. So until then, thank you for watching. Bye.